Hello there, it's Simon here. Right, let's have a little chat about this Leadershobby gyro. Seeing as our Rob should be getting his in the post this week, and probably Joaquin too. Right, it is... There are two parts of the settings that have confused me. Aren't immediately clear in the manual, but I've been flying around and what have you this afternoon figuring it out. The first is, well, let me go through the settings by memory. The first setting is servo type. You could have analog, digital or narrowband. The second is reverse, which is self-explanatory. The third is speed. Let me shift that wasp. There's a wasp having a look at my mouth. Now speed, I've figured out to be nothing more than the turning speed. So how quickly the helicopter reacts to rudder. Nothing more than that. It doesn't influence the hold in pitch pumps or anything like that. So far as I can tell, it's just the speed. It's rather like having an extra set of dual rates. The gyro has its own dual rates built in. So you could, you know, if it pivots too fast and it turns too sharply and you can't do these nice slow movements, if that's what you want, then increase the speed. 1 is very fast, 10 is very lethargic. The manual recommends 3, which I think is about right. The fourth option you can adjust is delay. Now that corresponds to the delay on the HK401B. If you've got a good servo on there, like a Turnigy DS480, Ino-Lab servo, something like that, put your delay at 1. If you've got a second rate servo on there, like a Corona 919 Metal Gear, or you're in analog mode and you're using a Hextronic XT900, use a delay of about 3 as your starting point. The next options are limits. Left and right you can adjust independently on the tail servo travel. I recommend that you have the tail servo rod disconnected from the horn when you set these, and reduce them down to 50% just to be safe, and then reconnect the rod and adjust them back to the limits, because you don't want to bind your servo if you could possibly help it. I know you can get away with it to some extent, but why should you need to get away with it if there's a way around it? And then I think the final option is a white light and it's reset factory defaults. Now I should just mention that the factory defaults are different to the manual defaults. There's a manual you can download, quite a detailed PDF file that's in Chinglish, but the defaults recommended in the manual are different to the defaults that the gyro comes pre-programmed with. I think this gyro is excellent, I really do. It's really nice and smooth, and for sport flying it flies great. Its weakness is in hold in real hard ascents. Let's go up. See, that's more than acceptable, but you just see it, yours left at the start, that was full 10 degrees. Just yours left at the start and then again right at the top, watch. But overall it keeps the right hold. In pitch pumps, it isn't too much of an issue, and it certainly rolls and flips and what have you, the hold is great. It'd be interesting to see how well it holds in inverted, Rob. The manual gain settings, I think it's 65 for DX6i, or about 30 something if you're on the absolute scale of minus 100, 0 to plus 100. Are pretty good. You increase them slightly. I'm on a DX6i now and I've increased from 65 to 73 I think before it starts to wag on the Nanotex, so it's a good starting point, the manual recommendations. But yeah, the flight is certainly a lot smoother than the 401Bs. The heading hold isn't quite as good in violent pitch pumps as the 401Bs in a sense, but then it's hard to compare. This gyro is definitely looking for more mechanical gain than these plastic headed helicopters can give it. I'm going to put one on my GT, but it hasn't arrived yet. And the GT has a head speed over 3000, so it'd be interesting to see how well it performs on there. With the I forget the number now, but with the Futaba clone tail servo, which looks really fast. Oh well, my alarm's gone, so that's blathering about the gyro over, I think. I hope that's helpful anyway, probably. Not really added much, but it will save you wondering, especially if you wondered what the speed function does. Because the Chinglish is especially poor in the manual for that. Not the best ever landing, but it'll do. Right, from a very soggy Nottinghamshire, bye for now.